I think a mistake a lot of people make is to identify a target audience and then work backwards into creating a product for them. Ricky Van Vin. Welcome to the Stitch for Success podcast. I'm your host, Monica Allen. I'm a wife, mom, daughter, entrepreneur, friend, and lifelong learner. I have a love and passion for all things small business. If you are a budding entrepreneur thinking about starting your own business, or if you have been running your business for a few years, I want to help you. Every week, my goal is to bring you tips, thoughts, inspirations, and education to help you on your entrepreneurial journey. I'm so excited to have you join me today. If you have not already, please follow me on Instagram at Stitched for Success. Each morning, I post a quote or image to get your day going and off to a great start. Starting and running a business can be tough, but I want to be here with you every step of the way. Also, if you're just getting started or have any questions about topics we discuss on this podcast, please direct message me through Instagram. I definitely cannot profess to having all of the answers, but perhaps I can share my experience with a similar situation or point you in the right direction for some additional help. Today, we will be getting back to our mini business one-on-one classes. These are simply things that I think are important for you to think about as you start and continue to grow your business. I will also be bringing you a wonderful interview at the end of this month with a dynamic woman who started her insurance practice being newly married with 2 small kids and during the recession of 2008. In addition, she has experienced some tough times in her personal life. But through it all, she has persevered. She has grown and expanded her business, as well as started an extremely successful nonprofit. That will be in a few weeks, so be sure to check it out. In the meantime, you may recall a couple of weeks ago, our first lesson was all about knowing your demographics. If you missed that, please go back and check out episode 9. Today, we're going to take a closer look at your market. Who is your target market? That is the question we want to answer today. First, you may be asking, what is a target market? When I think about a target market, I think more micro. For instance, demographics is a larger pool of your potential customers. But within that demographic of customers, you have target markets. You may have one, you may have multiple. You will more than likely have different target markets for different products. So I think micro. Think smaller segments within your demographic. And so we're going to talk a little bit more about that. I'm going to give you some examples. So let's start with our first example. We'll go back to our episode when we talked about demographics, and I mentioned Rachel Hollis, who wrote the book Girl Wash Your Face. Well, I think that Rachel Hollis's demographic is somewhere between the 25 to 45 Caucasian female demographic. It may be 30 to 45 because I do feel like she's targeting people who may be very career oriented, moving into that family orientation phase. But Rachel, within her demographic, has target markets. She has target markets for her books. She has target markets for her workshops. She knows there's probably going to be an income barrier for some people to come to her workshops. So she may dive a little bit deeper and target to that market differently than she would someone who may have a lower income, but definitely still believes in what she's talking about on her blogs. The books may be a great market for those people because it doesn't cost as much as traveling to a convention or a workshop or a conference. So she has different target markets within her demographic. When it comes to your target market, you may have multiple targets, and being aware of the different targets help you know the who, the what, and the how. For instance, in our business Stuff for Greeks, we know that our demographic is members of Greek letter organizations from college age and older, but this group can be broken down into smaller targets, smaller target markets. And as we walk through these examples, we will answer the questions who, what, and how. So first question, the who. And this is our first target market. College-age students who just joined the organization. What are they wanting? They're wanting, usually the first big purchase would be a crossing jacket, but they also want lots of other Greek paraphernalia. It could be keychains, t-shirts, but anything to show their affiliation and pride for their organization. How do we reach them? We primarily reach those customers through social media, things such as Instagram and TikTok. We may do some marketing at events like step shows. Of course, that was prior to COVID-19. Another target might be parents of new members. That's the who. What are they wanting? They're wanting gifts of paraphernalia for their kids who just joined the organization. How do we reach them? We may use compelling Google ads, referrals, email marketing, especially if they're members of the same organization. These are just some examples. Our marketing will be entirely different for the customer that is a business owner looking for logoed apparel for themselves and for their team members. So a target market is just that, a more targeted approach to your marketing. Knowing all of your target markets, what they're looking for that you offer and how to reach them is essential to you not wasting time or money. This is what was lacking. If you listen to last week's episode, this is what was lacking when McBride went and pounded the pavement randomly passing out business cards. He wasn't aware at the time, but he actually wasn't targeting anyone. He was just approaching people who may or may not need his services. Eventually, he found out pretty quickly, though, that that was not the way to go, and he figured out where to find his target market by joining particular organizations. So knowing where to find your customer and knowing how to reach your customer, that market, that target marketing is very, very important. And you want to make sure that the target market is large enough for your business to be successful and grow. This is really important because you don't want to have a product or service. And by the way, I am assuming as I'm talking about this that you already have a product or service in mind that you have to offer, which is what the quote at the beginning of this episode talks about. You don't want to work backwards. You want to work forward. You already have your product or service that you think is going to be wonderful in the marketplace. Well, that's great. You have to prove it, though. Is it truly fitting someone? Is it a group of people out there that you can target who wants this product? And you have to have enough of those people. If you don't have enough, your business will not work. And I want to take a moment to give you an example of this because a couple of years ago, I came up with this idea that I thought was great. And luckily, my entire business wasn't built around this one product, or that particular business would have failed. But in this case, this was just an extension that I was trying to add on to our current business, and it was the customization of one-word t-shirts. And if you're familiar with one word, it's at the beginning or at the end of a year, you come up with one word that's going to move you into the new year, and it's kind of your goal summed up in one word. So this year, my word is bold. And so that is my word that I'm taking through each and every day. I'm living boldly. And so I had this idea 2 years ago that t-shirts with your one word on it for that year would just fly off the shelves. It would be customized for your one word, and it would be the hottest thing, hottest new product coming out of our company. And it was not. The market just wasn't there for this product. And when I look back on it, not only was the target market group not big enough for this product, no matter what type of marketing I did online, email campaigning, none of it really worked. And though we sold a few, the volume just wasn't there where I wanted it to be. And when I look back on it, though, there was additional competition in the marketplace. So not only the target market was not there, wasn't big enough, but also there was plenty of competition in this market space. And the competition was one-word necklaces, one-word bracelets, all of those words to inspire you throughout the year. And when you look at it, a bracelet or necklace, you can wear every single day. A t-shirt, you at most may wear it once a week. So it just couldn't stand up to the competitors, and my market just wasn't big enough for that item to be successful. So you want to give that some thought when you are going and moving your product into your target market. That's about it in regards to your target market. But before I go, I wanted to just say I have in the past had conversations with people regarding the importance of a business plan. And let me first say that we have never written a business plan for any of our companies. I have written a business plan before, and honestly, it was for my entrepreneurship class that I took in my Master's of Business program, but that was it. I've never actually written one for any of our businesses. I do think the elements of a business plan are something you should think through, though, as you begin your business. But I don't necessarily believe you need a 30-page document to start a business. But what you will need if you want to get a business loan or you want to get funders or angel investors or something, you will definitely need at least a 1 to 2 page summary. I call it an executive summary that explains your business, how you make money, how you plan on growing your business and continuing to make money. Who are your customers? Who is your target market? You will need to answer those questions. You will also need to be able to answer who is a part of your company and what things they have to offer. Is it just yourself? Do you have other team members? Do you have partners? And what they bring to the table. So I do think having that 1 to 2 page summary is very important, not only for applying for a loan or for funding, but also for yourself. And just thinking through these things, such as your demographic and your target market, will help move your business forward and help you be successful. Thank you so much for listening today. I truly appreciate you. If you have not already, please subscribe to the podcast and invite a friend along to do the same. If you know someone that has that entrepreneurial spirit, maybe they haven't even seen it yet, but you can see it in them, please share this podcast with them. Also, again, please follow me on Instagram at Stitched for Success for your daily dose of inspiration or tips. And if you have any questions or thoughts, please direct message me via Instagram or leave me a voicemail message by visiting stitchedforsuccess.com on your mobile phone. Always a pleasure to have you listen in. Have a great one.